then you need to involve different criteria for your considerations, like which particular segments or more than one segment is fine according to the criteria that you use to justify which segment that you're going to focus, right? And then once you get the target segment, this is a segment that you're going to target, you're going to start to identify the pain points, the insights, start to discover the insight, empathize them, questioning them, listening them, observing their behavior to understand the insights. So from such insight will be fundamental to design the brand positioning against other competing brands. Okay, group number 2. I need something different from number 1.
Okay, sure. Then maybe I can highlight the one that's different first. The first one that we thought of is that, to compensate in competing with competitors, we actually have to highlight the benefits, additional benefits of our product that customers sometimes overlook. For example, like selling coffee, how do we make it different? Is it premium coffee from like organic, or is it better aroma? So that's one of the first things that I want to highlight. Second thing is when we look at the target segment, right? Definitely when we get our target segment, we also should understand that we should try to avoid competition by selecting a different segment from our competitor, just to make sure that we're gaining ground in our own blue ocean.
Okay.
And the third thing might be in terms of using the filters for segment. It really depends on the type of product. It could be age, it could be geographic, it could be income, but it really depends on what you're actually selling. But the goal is to actually get more insights from customer and understand them more.
Okay, good one. So I like the first one. I like the first one that you just mentioned. So you don't need to directly compete with your competitors. Doing so, you're going to gain competitive advantage, since you don't need going to directly compete directly with competitor. How to do so? You can target different segment, right? As what Nat just mentioned, so you can target different segments. Since one of the key criteria that you're going to take into your consideration is your own internal resources, and of course you're going to target on or focus on the target that you finally get competitive advantage, right? Competitive advantage is come from, or is initialized from, your internal resources that you have on hand. That could be brand reputations, could be technology that you have, right? Production expertise that you have, that finally you realize that with such expertise could make a much better product to serve such target segment. That's the source of your competitive advantage. Understand? Okay. So in terms of strategy, you got to ensure that you well analyze your internal resources. Okay, group 3 coming up.
Okay, Ajahn. So like the key takeaway from the latest class from our team is that the key consideration that we need for our targeting process before the positioning process. So for the consideration, as you have just mentioned, we have 2 factors that we need to take into consideration. The first one is the ability to serve the internal factors within our company, and the second one is the segment attractiveness. And with a good targeting scheme, it will avoid you from direct rivalry, and it'll be better for your company.
I already covered that. So show something additional. So we need value added.
Let me think a little bit.
Or other members can help.
Yeah.
Teamwork coming up.
So let me think, Ajahn. And like one takeaway that I think can think of is like maybe um the let's say
Go ahead.
let's think about it first. So what Ivy mentioned that about the ability to serve in the segment, right? The other key takeaway, I'm not sure that Nair covered this, but I just remember that we can divide the target group from like different target group from the same segment
But what do
as
you mean?
well.
Divide
Like
target group on the same segment? What do you mean?
like last time I remember that Brooke and Ivy were from the same segment, but however, eventually we end up that we categorize Brooke brand and Ivy brand in the different target groups. So
Okay.
it's can it be
According to
the key takeaway?
according to what preference? According to what factor? I just mentioned is the preference, interest.
The
Yeah,
preference.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, or interest. That would be a factor, a group of factors that you can use to sub-segment.
Right.
Okay, so if you're doing so you would have ability to better understand the customer, right?
Mhm.
So you can sub-segment. You got to ensure that you have the most understandable, you know, brand to the customer. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Good one. Good one. Okay. The most challenging goes to group number 4.
Okay, yeah, it's a very challenging one.
Yeah. Think different.
I think I'm gonna cover like after we got the target segments, we need to consider this is one of the important part, which is think of customer insight. Like what are their usage behavior, what are their expectation, what are the user pain points in order to cover what are the insights, and then we come up with a solution, which is how we going to position our brand and our product. For example, for the housewives that we have covered last time, they need to have like a space in order to go out shopping, and they really like the housewives usually like picking up their children at school. So the car that would be most suitable for them is that the roomy, caring, and happy family room for kids, like for example, like that. And also, moving back into the segmentations part, I think I would like to mention about one of the factors that could be, it's called like a minimum requirement, like the fuse into segments as well. Like from our example last time, the minimum requirement, for example, is like the safety and the convenience, like that. Those are like considered my minimum requirement.
Okay. See, even the most challenging, but you still have key or valuable key takeaways, right, from what we have discussed last time. Yeah, this is a good one. So when you going to get when you already got the target segment, right, or target market or target customer or target user, most important thing that you have to work on is to discover the insight that you just mentioned, the behavior, usage behavior, and during the behavior that they perform in using the product. So what are pains and pain points and problems, okay, likely to occur during the process of consumption. The other terms that we interchangeably use is jobs to be done, customer jobs, while you consume the products. In another sense, it's called a job, right? The job in preparing, jobs in consuming, job in disposing the products, right? That's the job that customer have to work on. Okay, ensure that you understand customer jobs to be done from the beginning to the end. Jobs in searching the product information, jobs in finally make a decisions, jobs for customer to negotiate with the brands in terms of pricing, jobs in opening up the product or unbox the products, jobs in using the products. Like for example, we did discuss about the coffee makers, right? Coffee maker. So the job that customer have to perform. So get the capsules, take it off, put into the coffee maker, and then pour the waters, the hot waters. So the coffee maker will start heating the water, and then they inject the hot water into the capsule, and finally you get the coffee. This is all the jobs that customer have to perform in order to complete a whole process to finally get the product or gets the solution to satisfy their problems. Okay, so ensure you understand jobs to be done, and then in which particular jobs or specific tasks that customer perform and they feel uncomfortable. They feel uncomfortable. That's the problem. Understand. So you understand. They feel they don't feel right in doing so. They aren't happy in doing so. They feel uncomfortable in doing so. This is the opportunities for you to make it better. Make sense? All right. This is a very good one. Okay. Thanks for all the key takeaways. Then I'm going to start to discuss another. Today we will going to focus on external analysis to finally identify the opportunities for you. Okay. Opportunities for you, alternative opportunities, and finally discuss more to target the most valuable opportunities for you. Okay, this is what we just share in terms of segmentations, and then the output of segmentation. Okay, sorry, I forget to share the screen. Okay, you see my screen now? Yep. Okay, from segmentations, right? The process of segmentation, what you're going to get is segments, the number of segments, right? And then you're going to target which particular segment that you're going to focus. So we have a targeting process. From targeting process, so you probably consider the segment or market attractiveness, your own capability. So to ensure that once you get in there, you have ability to win. Okay, you have ability to compete with other competing brands in the same segment. Okay, so from targeting process, what you get is target segment, or target market, or target user, or target customer. Okay, from there, so you're going to perform customer insight to discover what's inside into customer mind, understand users behavior, users pain, the expectation to finally decide the solutions, okay, or decide competitive positioning. Okay, clear, right? Then today's sessions, I'm going to discuss about hold on. Okay. I'm going to discuss about industry analysis. The external environment that you need to understand to finally, identify the strategic move for your own brand. Okay, industry analysis. So hold on. Okay. So for example, I'm going to discuss about drinking water. Drinking water. Suppose in drinking water, there's a categories in the drinking water industry. For example, there are still water, just the still one. Okay. In drinking water in 2020, the market value is 10,000. This is mock-up data. 10,000 millions baht. Okay. That's the total market values, total industry values, 10,000 millions baht. Okay, guys, so you got to prepare calculator. So you can use your iPhone. Okay, prepare. Open up the calculator application. So in the still water, the typical water, they comprise of 40%, accounted for 40%. That means in the still water make up 4,000 millions baht in terms of baht values. Okay, another category is the sparkling or the soda that included in the water. Okay, sparkling make up 15%. So that means what are the values of sparkling water in the industry? How much, guy? In terms of baht values?
1,500.
Yes, very good. 1,500. Okay. Another one. Mineral. Mineral 20 or 30, okay, percent, 30%. Okay, that's mean in terms of baht value is equal to 3,000. Okay, 3,000. Another one is vitamin water, which is how much? How much? How much? How many percent?
15%.
15%, which is 1,500. Okay, vitamin water. Okay, this is what you need to understand. The total market value is 10,000, and under this 10,000, so 40% make up by still water, typical water. Another 15% make up by sparkling, another 30 by mineral, and the last one, another 15% by vitamin water. Okay, and I showed you another one. This is what you need to understand. Okay, 2021. The market grow by 10%. So that's mean the market size going to increase from 10,000 to 11,000, right? To 11,000. Question, guys. Is it possible that every single category is going to grow by 10%?
No.
That means all categories grow by 10%?
No.
No. Okay, is it possible that some category grow beyond 10%?
Yes.
Is it possible that some category grow by lower than 10%?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is it possible that some category got minus growth? Possible?
Yes ค่ะ
Yeah, I think so ค่ะ
What? Even that the total market growth by 10%? Yes or no? But some category got minus.
possible ค่ะ
Possible. So then, this is what you have to understand. Once you're going to analyze a whole industry or the whole market, so you cannot rely only on market growth rate. But what's more important, you need to understand the category growth or how each category move from one to another year. Let's take a look. Still water make up 30%. So that means still water show the decline, right? Show the decline. How many percent decline? How many
10%
percent? Huh? Sure? Are you sure? How many percent decline?
33%
Finance, how many percent decline? So you of majority of you from finance.
it's 33%.
How you get that?
It's 40 minus 30 and divided by 30.
Okay, so from the still one, you get here 4,000, and then what you get from here? What's the values in 2021? What's the values?
33,000.
33,000. So then how many percent decrease? Calculator. How many percent decreased? How much decreased, guy?
It's
21.
17.
21.
17.
17.5.
20, some 17, some 21. How you get the number?
I think I said it incorrect.
Huh?
17.
What's that?
Is
I
it
think 17.
17.5? I guess.
17.5. So how you get such number?
So we take the 4,000 minus by 3,300, which equal to the numbers that decrease, and then divided by 4,000 and
Okay.
multiplied by 100, I guess.
Okay, so what you get?
17.5 thousand, 17.5% ค่ะอาจารย์
17.5%. Okay, mainly is so you have a difference between 3,300 and 4,000, and then divided by 4,000, right? You are going to get like 17.5%. Okay. What about next? Sparkling. Made up by 12%. So how much percentage? Sparkling. So this year, 5,000. And what is the values of sparkling in 2021?
1,320.
1,320. So it's the decreased. How many?
12%.
12%. Okay, 12%. Then mineral. from 3,000 to how much in 2021? 45%. No, sorry, 40%. I make up 40%. So that's mean how much?
4,400.
Increase by
Around 46%.
46%. Finally, how many percent for vitamin? How many?
18 ครับ
18% for vitamin. So from 1,500. So finally, how much do you get in 2021? How much? How much? What number? What number?
1,980 ค่ะ
1,918,
80
right?
80ค่ะ
80, okay. How many percent increase?
32% ครับ
32%. Okay. So what's the implication from this number, from all these visualizations? Huh? What's the implication? Anyone? What's the implication? Implication.
I think there's two implications here. First one is that I think there's positive trend towards mineral and vitamin water, and the opposite way would be that there's actually a shrinking demand for still and sorry, what's the other one? Oh, sparkling, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the first indication here. And I think second one we could actually draw also that this might be in a case that actually still is the one that has the most loss. So maybe that this loss might be, in there might be a snatch of market share from steel to mineral, as I think it's something of a complementary to each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good one. This is because the customer behavior shift, right? So they probably concern more about health. Okay, concern more about health. So they need more minerals in their bodies to finally increase their immunity system, right? During the COVID, that could be possible. Okay, so secondly, in terms of vitamins, right? So if you take a look into vitamins, so they would have the specific vitamins that would be a key vitamins ingredients in the water. So that would be a bit more functional. Some would, prefer vitamin B's, right? Because they work hard. So that's the need. From such demand, from such requirement, they probably need vitamin B, right? Vitamin B. But if some group of customer, they probably paranoid about the COVID-19, so they would, presumably try to increase their immunity system. So such group of consumer would be preferring vitamin C in the water, for example. Okay. Any other implications? Any other implications? Hello?
I think for the vitamin categories is quite interesting as in 2020 the market share of the whole drinking water is still pretty small. With just 3% penetration, impact a lot, as it has a 32% increase in the value of vitamin as a whole.
32% increase. So what you going to imply?
It's ฐานต่ำ
What are you going to imply?
imply that it's ฐานต่ำอะครับ yeah, I just can't think of the word.
So you mean the number of consumers, right? Still, you mean like the number of customers still at the minimum points, right?
Yeah.
So then,
So it has a pretty good growth.
okay, so you probably forecast the promising future for vitamin water.
ครับ
Okay. It's still small now. It's still small, but somehow, with the growth numbers, the growth percentage growth would yield this market promising in the future. Yeah, that could be possible. Could be possible. Or some would say, vitamin water sector should have been better. Should have been better than 32%. Should have been better since like the external factor analysis like COVID, like people working hard or people need more specific functions. So from such phenomenon, so I assume that vitamin water should have been better, should have been performing better than actually is. Could be possible from such implication. That means the number growth should be much better than 32%. Do you agree? That's another implications from like the minimum points, and then another implication. I would say, so it should have been better performed. Then if I draw this implication, that means there's some rationals behind, right? There's some rationals behind. What sort of rationals that limit, or what sort of phenomenon, or what sort of factors that could potentially limit the growth of vitamin water?
I think maybe the price.
Okay.
Like I think maybe the vitamin water is like from my perspective as I'm the customer side, I think mineral and vitamin waters they both have the beneficials, like they are completely different from the normal waters. However, I think some mineral water may be priced lower than the vitamins, so maybe the consumer choose to consume the mineral water instead, because they thought that they both have kind of same benefits or same vitamin or stuff like that.
Okay, one of the assumption is that customer cannot, or they have a difficult time in distinguish the benefits from one to another, right? Given that vitamin water is more expensive than mineral, and they cannot distinguish. So finally, majority of customer may choose to consume mineral water. Okay, makes sense. Any other assumption?
And I don't know, I just want to like add on another assumption about that.
Okay, sure.
Maybe in my opinion, I think maybe vitamin water is like the new just enter to the water market, like it's the new product entry.
Okay.
Because I just heard about the vitamin water for the recent years from the Yanhi waters,
Mm-hmm.
and but the mineral water, I believe that I have like know or I've heard about this kind of water since I was in the primary school. So I think the vitamin water just entered the market. That's another assumption that I could think of.
Okay. Okay. They're still in the early stage, right? That you just mentioned in the early stage. So they need times to uh, educate the customer in the market. All right. Makes sense. Any other rationales behind this?
So I'm thinking about one of the factors could be threat of substitution. Like,
Okay.
yeah, that's it's true that there could be a trend of like healthy consumers, healthy consumptions, and trend of like vegan. But it could be like some other alternative for consumer as well. For example, they could seek for like vitamin capsule instead, or can choose like other products, not the vitamin water, such as like juices or milk or like other vegan products. Like I heard that KFC is trying to, they're producing like the vegan, the vegan chicken, vegan products. So I think there are a lot of like
And
alternative for customer to choose.
okay, there's another one, alternative product offerings in the market. So, and vitamin pill, which has been in the market for how many decades, right? So for long times for the human history, so we get used to it from vitamin pills. So then there's a substitutions that play the major roles in consumption behavior that would give challenge to the vitamin water to penetrate into a human's life. Okay, good conclusion. Brilliant. Okay, let's take a look for another questions. So suppose you are Sing produce a typical drinking water. What are you going to do with Sing given this data? What are you going to do with Sing if you're a manager for Sing? What are you going to do?
Extend the product line with mineral and vitamin water.
All right, sure. You go for mineral water, right? As one mineral water would be considered as the largest in 2021, right? The largest category. Secondly, they show the highest growth as well. So why not moving towards to mineral, right? So basically, Sing has launched for quite a long time in the mineral water. It's called Pura. You know Pura? Pura brand. This is mineral waters from Sing, from Bunrod Brewery. It's called Pura. Another manufacturer that produces the typical drinking water is called Nestle. Nestle also markets mineral waters as well in the mineral category. It's called Mineral. It's called Mineral. You see, this is how strategically move from one category to another. If you well understand the movement of the whole industry, make sense? So then you can manage to diversify, okay, from one to another category within the same industry. Okay, clear? Clear? Then next step, once you're going to diversify from still typical water to mineral one. Now, you're going to compete on positionings now, right? In order to not directly compete against each other, even you are in the same category. But what you can do is you position your brand differently, right? Differently from other competing brands. Questions. What's the positioning of Pearl against that of Minore? Pearl and Minore. Okay, I give you guys 5 minutes. 5 minutes to study each brand marketing campaign. For 5 minutes, discuss with your friends in the breakout group, and then we come back to the main sessions to share what's the positioning from your own study of each brand marketing campaign. Okay? Understand? Clear? เข้าใจป่ะครับ Alright, let's go.
เคลียร์เข้าใจ
โอ้โอเคเดี๋ยวนะเพอร่ากับมิเนเรแบบความแตกต่าง strategy target group อ๋อเหมือนเพอร่าแบบเห็นเขาไปทำพวกแบบแฟชั่นดูแบบไฮเอ็นมากกว่า ส่วนมิเนเรไม่ยังไม่จำไม่ได้แล้วอะ
เพราะมีได้มาแนวแบบธรรมชาติ sustain อะไรแนวนี้มากกว่า ไม่ค่อยไปทางแฟชั่นของเพอร่าที่มันไปโคกับแบรนด์อะไรสักแบรนด์ใช่ไหม
เพอร่า4 วันวนา4 วันอะไรเนี่ย
ที่ดีไซน์ขวดแบบเป็นเนี่ย
ใช่ อ๋อเห็นแบบเนี้ยมันมีเรื่องออนเซ็นเรื่องอะไรเงี้ยของมิเนเล่ก็คงเป็นแบบแนวสุขภาพแนวอะไรอันนี้ของอันไหนมิเนเล่
เหมือนมิเนเร่มันเน้นแบบของพวกร้านอาหารอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับเท่าที่แต่ของอย่างที่บอกว่าของเพอร่ามันเน้นแบบแฟชั่นเยอะทำให้มันดูแบบเก๋กว่าอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
จริงๆเพราะอย่างของเพอร่าก็จะมีที่โคกับชมพู่มีของดิษยาแล้วก็มีแบรนด์อันนั้นอะที่อ่านชื่อไม่ออกที่ทำด้วยกัน
เหมือนมิเนเล่เหมือนเห็นตามร้านอาหารค่อนข้างเยอะเพราะว่าไม่ค่อยเห็น
แฟชั่นข้างขวดนะ